Reactor time. Prepare yourselves. All right. We've got Fiddlesticks. The Ancient Fear. Why does he sound like that? Wait, has Fiddlesticks ever had voice lines? Am I crazy here? I thought he didn't have voice lines. He has? He sounds like that? Bro, I'm disappointed. He mimics the victim's cries. That's cool. That is cool. But, bro, you know what I thought he sounded like? What I wanted him to sound like was like a... You know, I wanted him to sound like this little shaky contraption, and then like, you know, like I didn't want him to have actual voices, and like maybe he can try mimicking something like really, but human voice, I didn't expect that. He does for every champ. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's on me for not knowing, but I didn't expect that. Okay. So let's have a look at him. He's a 3-mana 7/6. All right, this would break PvP, obviously. Game start. Plant me as a nightmare deep in the enemy deck. What does deep mean? Does that mean anything? Or did they just write that there for no reason? When I'm summoned, grant enemies 2 gloom. See, that bothers me. I don't like this. Just type it in the enemy deck. But it doesn't matter. Maybe deep means in the last 10 cards. Maybe that's a new keyword I'm not aware of. Last 10 cards? Okay. If that's what it means, good. The enemy deck has 15 or fewer cards is the level up condition. Nightmare. Your enemy summons a unit from your nightmares. Okay. If it's a champion, they have, or their board is full, they create a copy of it in hand instead. Wait, what? So, plant me as a nightmare deep in your enemy deck. When I'm summoned, grant enemies 2 gloom. Okay, and then there's a trap card. Your enemy summons a unit from your nightmare. So, Fiddlesticks or any other nightmare you've played into their deck. If it's a champion, they have, okay, or their board is full, they create a copy in hand. Okay, got it. Obliterate X cards from the enemy deck, activating any traps on them. Grant enemies 2 gloom, terrify 2. So you obliterate 2 cards from the enemy deck. Create a Fiddlesticks in your deck. That's Fiddlesticks' actual card. Slow. Seems pretty trash unless you have a lot of nightmares. Maybe it's not that bad. Like, being slow is kind of weird. You already have a gloom card that does -2. So when he levels up, 15 cards left in the deck. Game start. Plant me as a nightmare deep in the enemy deck. When I'm summoned or attack, grant enemies 2 gloom. I see. Including himself. But he goes on the enemy board, right? I'm confused. Don't the enemies summon Fiddlesticks? Doesn't he go on the enemy board? Your enemy summons a unit from your nightmares. It's bad wording. How could they mess up the wording? Your enemy summoning something, a unit. Okay, they summon a unit from your nightmares. So this is from the enemy's perspective. So I'm reading this from the enemy's perspective. So it's actually the guy who planted the traps summons the unit from your nightmares. Okay. All right, you are the enemy. Yeah, I get that. That's really bad. Is this like the... But they've never worded cards from that perspective before. I don't know, dude. I don't know. All right. Honestly, if this was out in PvP, wouldn't it kind of suck? I feel like this card sucks in PvP if it was out in PvP. So what I think is going to happen, when is it coming out? October 9th? So it's already out. Here's my thoughts. They probably set it up in a way where when you level him up in constellations, you get some crazy constellations that actually make it work. It's probably very, very, very bound by the constellations of whatever Fiddle does. And possibly some relics and champion levels and whatnot. Yeah, because this card is absolute trash in PvP. Like, almost unplayable. Because you can't play him, right? You gotta whittle your enemy's deck down to 15, and even then you don't win the game. All you do is get down to, like, Gloom and whatnot. Yeah, this, yeah. Maokai and Fiddle. Yeah, but you know how long it takes to level up Maokai? Maokai level up is not fast. Like, and it's not like a win card. And he has to be played in his own region. He's a Runeterra champion. So I don't know what cards he comes with. He's not that bad. He's a free summon on draw or trap activated. Yeah, but it's the last 10 cards, right? So he doesn't ever get drawn early. He's not free. He's there once you've whittled the entire deck down to 5 or whatever by Maokai. There's not many ways to do it. I guess his region could do it, but then you can't play with Maokai because it doesn't synergize. If his region, like, mills, it's strange. Probably play him with Vex for the Gloom synergy. Yeah, but how do you get Vex? With Vex, how do you get the enemy down to 15 cards? That's a lot of cards to burn. So that means you have a very, very, very long time trying to set up just to get him on board. And that time can be used doing better stuff, right? All right, let's have a read on this. Something has awoken in Runeterra, something ancient, something terrible. The ageless horror known as Fiddlesticks stalks the edges of mortal society, drawn to areas thick with paranoia, where it feeds upon terrorized victims. Wielding a jagged scythe, the haggard, makeshift creature reaps fear itself, shattering the minds of those unlucky enough to survive in its wake. Beware the sounding of the crow, or the whispering of the shape that appears almost human. Fiddlesticks has returned. Okay. What happened? We're not back to lore, Jarl. We're not. We're looking at the new card and just talking about it a little bit. Not really much to say. I think the deck can be quite fun to play in PvE. Again, it really depends on what constellations there are. Oh, yo, what's up, Dran? I'm sorry, Chad. I didn't mean to debate you. It's not my... That was not the intention. I said yesterday we were going to be doing this at the start of the stream. But, yeah. I'm guessing once you have constellations, it's pretty damn strong. Listen to his League voice lines. This actually makes me want to play him. But then I have to, like, level up. I have to get the constellations. I have to grind POC. And then I'm like, yeah, no thanks. What the support cards do and what regions they're from. They're not from any regions. Oh, actually, well, you're right. He's from Runeterra region, but the support cards themselves, yeah, there's a lot of them. Well, some of them we already know, like Arachnoid Horror and whatnot. But fair enough. How's lore? I've not been playing it. I have no idea. All right, chat. That's Fiddlesticks. I hope you guys enjoyed my review.